Alright guys, welcome back to Vincent GG Super Channel G. My goodness, look at all these action figures. We're about to get started. I can't believe I haven't put some of these away actually. Because I still have the boxes and I can't believe we haven't done a review on some of these action figures. But let's take a look to see what's actually in here. I'm sure you're curious, I'm curious. And then I'm gonna need to put them away in a little bit too. But nonetheless, there's some really great action figures in here from Hasbro and from Toy Biz. I'm sure you're excited to know. I'm anxious to know. So guys, if you're not already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe below. Hit the notification bell next to it so you can get notified every time we have a new video come out. Give us a big thumbs up if you like this video. And guys, talk to us in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. We'd love to have a conversation with you. So guys, why don't we go ahead and get started right now?
It's so nice to meet you, Gigi.
Super Channel G.
Vincent GG from Super Channel G. I will see you on the TV.
Super Channel G.
Alright friends, welcome back to Vincent GG Super Channel G. Look what we have for you here today. This is basically a storage bin full of Marvel Legends. Now, obviously, you know how much one of these costs, so this is a little bit of our collection. It's actually a small portion because, as you've seen, we have tons and tons and tons of Marvel Legends in our collection, and we're just gonna explore what's in this bin right here. It looks like some I just haven't put away, some that are from like the Toy Biz era. Look at this, and I'm sure you're as curious as I am to see what I have in this bin right here that's loose, that probably has boxes that they need to be stored away a little bit better, because I definitely want to take good care of them. As for example, this Spider-Man right now, when I open it, this is a Toy Biz era, so his fingers actually move independently, and this section had popped off, and I was like, oh my gosh, where did this go? So that's just an example. So let's dive right on in. Let's see how many figures we have. Why don't you, this would be fun, just kind of take a guess. How many figures do you think are in here that are Marvel Legends? Looks like we have a couple of additional things that are not Marvel Legends, but take a guess right now. Go down in the comments and just let me know, and then see if you were right at the end of the video, right? That'd be just for fun. Alright, so let's see. What's the first one we see here? Obviously, you can tell I like Iron Man. And we have some different versions of his Mark suits. We have War Machine here. We have Marvel Now, right? Iron Man. Let's start with this one. So we have Marvel Now Iron Man. And let's find out how there we go. I don't want to get his arm stuck. So this guy, oh, I'm getting off camera, sorry. This guy came in the Age of Ultron series that we were able to do the Hulkbuster. Ooh, look at that. I was trying to see how it moves here. This is one of the reasons why you want to store it in its own box. So he was really cool. He came with a Hulkbuster Build-A-Figure piece. And look how great he looks. Unfortunately, he's a little loose there, as you can tell. And like, he's not super like tight on the joints, which will happen if you leave him posed too long. So that's one reason why you want to put him back in the box if you can, for storage, if you're not going to have him on display. So he looks great. He's got great articulation. And if you'll notice, he does have this part right here, so we can't move his wrist back to have him firing off much more than this. So at least that's something that they already planned to have his hand backwards, but sometimes the hand's already forward like this. So we have a fist, and this is just one of many, but yeah, obviously, if you want to see a full review of these figures, go to the videos that we already have for them. Obviously, not all of these have a review already, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that soon. So this one, check out our Hulkbuster one, and looks like his shoulder right here, this piece of his armor busted off. I'm sure we'll come across it, but super cool. Love this figure. Looks absolutely great. Let's set him aside over here. So that's one. I probably won't be able to keep count because I'll lose count. But all right, let's dive on in some more. Let's see. We have Deadpool here. Obviously, you recognize this guy. I've used this guy a couple of times for some stop motion. Right? He's got extremely excellent articulation. So he did not come with any guns, so that was kind of the downside of this figure, but he's an excellent Deadpool. And the only other gripe is he doesn't have that little piece of his hood his hoodie coming off right here, right? His mask that would kind of pop out. And then his swords are a little small. Like, what's the deal here? That's why we're talking about these little Peter Pan swords. But nonetheless, he's an amazing figure. And look at this belt. We can always, you know, just use some of the accessories from other Deadpool figures that we obviously have, and to accent this guy. So he's definitely somebody you need in your collection. And he did not come with a Build-A-Figure piece for Sasquatch. He was the additional one. But obviously, this is a figure that is vital to our collection. Cool, right? Alright, I already lost count and that was only 2. Okay, so look at this. Ant-Man, right? From the Cole Obsidian Build-A-Figure set from Infinity War. It was an awesome set. That's the one that had Black Widow with the blonde hair. It had two-eyed Thor instead of one eye from Ragnarok, right? And Stormbreaker, and that was awesome. So this figure is really great. Looks just like Paul Rudd. Look at that face right there. And he's got a great suit. And we do have this to swap out. Isn't that awesome? So we can definitely use that. So what do you say we swap that out right now, right? Maybe we can take this guy places with us, right? So look how cool that looks. The only problem with this is his helmet's a little loose. But look at that. Definitely still looks great. These are extremely soft. But yeah, that looks awesome. We can probably pose him outside in the yard, make it look like he's definitely on an adventure. But super amazing. Ant-Man, let's set him aside right over here. Great, so let's move on to, what do we got here? Let's not do all the Iron Man dudes all at once. Okay, so this figure is pretty awesome. I don't know how many of you like Mr. Sinister, but if you look from like the X-Men comics, I believe like his first appearance was like in 1987, I believe, so it's been a while. But obviously some of these other figures were invented even way before that, 60s and before. But if you'll notice, there's a lot of love put in this figure. Look at these. I believe these are just soft plastic type vinyl to match like the comic book. He's got this hood, like this part of his cloak right here. He looks so great. And the ab crunches here, moves like this. We have not done a review on this figure yet. We will do a complete set of these Toy Biz Marvel Legends, and I'm a little you know, frightened to try and pose some of the joints that are too stiff. This is real great right here. Actually, this is moving real good because I don't want it to crack off, because that can happen with some of these figures when they're quite old. Now, one of the signature things that you would see with some of the Toy Biz era is that fingers would often move individually. So look at that. So it makes the figure more fragile, but I could have said fragile, but I decided to say fragile. And yeah, so look at that. So this wrist does not turn, but it does move up and down and in and out, and kind of interesting. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So it's pretty neat, actually. And you can make almost a fist. That's the only bad part, is that it doesn't come in to like make a fist. It does close. The thumb does not move. So it's a pretty cool feature. And then look, there's an extra tiny little joint in there that connects to the shoulder. So it's got great mobility. Uh-oh, the head's not moving. I don't want to crack it off. Like I meant. Oh, did you hear that click? Okay, good. It was just stiff. There we go. But it's moving. And this figure looks absolutely outstanding. Look at that. We'll have to do a review of him really soon. Because, if I'm not mistaken, I think he came with a Sentinel Build-A-Figure set. So we'll definitely do that real soon. Okay. Let's move on to another one. Let's do another one from... forgive me, I haven't looked at these in a while. So he may or may not be from the Sentinel series, but I believe he's from the Sentinel series. So this is a Spider-Man. Let's see what it says right here. It says 2005. Wow. This guy's 14 years old. It says Toy Biz right there. Right there on his leg. And it's really awesome. It's really great. And so if you look right here, obviously, I'm going to zoom in real quick. But his hand, see if I can get it to focus. Sorry. Once again, these fingers move independently. They are all like together on this little like plastic little train deal right here. But yeah, so the wrist. Oh wow, look, the forearm turns so that you can do that. He's got this unbelievable articulation. Look at this. Look at that. That's exactly what we want from a Spider-Man who can look all the way up. He looks just like the comic book, and he's even got this black like mesh web like you've seen in the comic books, right? So that looks really outstanding. And one of the reasons why this figure is just so great. Look at this. And so one of the things I forgot to mention is, let me see if I have it, is, let me put the Spider-Man aside, is that a lot of the Toy Biz action figures would come with this stand. Now, I'll be honest, this stand is not high quality and would break fairly easily. But our Toy Biz figures would often come with a hexagon or just a circle hole in the back so that you could have as a stand. Isn't that awesome? So the stand wasn't really like heavy duty, but it did have a spot to like maybe put a screw or whatever, so you can hang them from a wall. You could do a whole bunch of other great stuff. Now, these were poorly built at the joints, but they would do a good job of supporting your figures. So, and it was free. Well, it obviously technically wasn't free, but it was included at no additional cost with the action figures, where obviously our Marvel Legend figures do not come with a stand like that. So, that was something to note. Moving on. Here we are. Look at this incredible Black Panther. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this one came from our Civil War set. So he looks incredible. Let me see where it says Hasbro. It says Marvel 2016. So I have a good feeling that this is obviously our Hasbro from Civil War. He looks incredible. Look at these claw hands. So it's like, argh. He's got a great mask. He's got just great detail. Ab crunches, poses extremely well, and his legs move really good. So this is a must-have. Now there's different versions, obviously, of T'Challa, and the ones that came out for the movie Black Panther are no exception. They're really outstanding. But let me just say, the one for Civil War, this was an outstanding addition. Now, if you notice, obviously, almost all of our Hasbro Marvel Legends do not have that hole to be able to put the stand. So, which is why we've been using the NECA ones that kind of pinch around here, because the Bandai ones, the standard ones like for Gundam, don't work too good. They're like too soft. Not soft, I mean like not strong, I guess. And they're not really made for this. So this is really cool. But you can put like the ones that fit with the little pegs right here. But obviously you can't have him doing this pose with that little circle stand that goes like that, because he'd have to be standing straight up on it. But nonetheless, that's just in case you're looking to pose your action figures with stands. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, I'm already losing count. All right, let's dive a little further in, and let's see what we find here. This looks like a Nick Fury, and it's been wow. So, geez, look, his head moves like it's like that's pretty crazy. Now that would be awesome, except for his head's really loose. So he looks like the action figure. I'm sorry, from the I can't speak right now. He looks like from the comic books from years and years ago. Obviously before Samuel L. Jackson took over. Man, I wish his head wasn't so loose. Look at that. He looks great. Notice the symbol right here? Right? We all recognize that symbol. And yesterday we did the Lego build for Captain Marvel, right? We have this really cool ship. You notice that symbol? Looks awfully familiar. Wow. And so that is really, really cool. So just wanted to call that out. Put that over here on the side. Go check out that video when you get a chance. And yeah, let's move on right here. I like this Nick Fury, right? So he's really cool. He doesn't have necessarily this tons of detail, but I really like the way he looks and the way he's reminiscent of the comic book. Obviously, having a Samuel L. Jackson, let me get him right here, makes it that much cooler. Look at that. Nick Fury with one eye, Nick Fury with two eyes. But since this is the Marvel Studios version, I'm digging the Marvel Studios version. So set him aside. There ain't no snakes on this plane. And yeah, looks really cool, doesn't it? Okay. Let's see. Let's dig right here. War Machine. I guess we won't dig. Let's just do War Machine. Look how outstanding this War Machine looks. Doesn't he? Now, once again, if I'm not mistaken, this one is from our Age of Ultron Hulkbuster set. I was obsessed with getting all the Hulkbuster figures. There was quite a few, and I'll be honest, I wasn't necessarily a fan of all the figures, but this one blew me away. Now, he's got great detail. This moves here. Look at that. It's kind of like the Predator, right? Got a great sculpt all the way around. It's got good articulation here. These Iron Man suits don't need to be like heavy articulating. They just need to be look strong pose. Now, because of this little deal right here, his wrist isn't going to go very far back. But he really didn't blast like Tony Stark. He uses other weapons. But nonetheless, looks absolutely great. And he's got another head where we can actually see Rhodey's face. Oh, here it is. Actually, no. I thought this was it, but I think it's somewhere in there. Now, before I do that, I just wanted to jump to, I believe we have this other head right here for our Black Panther. And then we'll have to come across the one for Rhodey here. Colonel James Rhodes. We'll find him, but doesn't this look outstanding? I think so. Let's set him aside. Alright, moving on. This one is absolutely, without question, one of my favorite figures of all on Marvel Legends. This is, of course, man with no need for an introduction, is Thor. This is the one where he has two eyes, because Thor Ragnarok had lost his, right? And his arms are a little stiff right there. But it comes with Stormbreaker, and Stormbreaker has an option to have lightning on him, but not finding it right now. Obviously, some of the pieces have settled to the bottom, but he's got, look at this, like metal type boots looking right there. Obviously, they're not metal, they're plastic, but they did a great job making them look that way. And this Stormbreaker is just so huge. Look at that. And this time he is gonna aim for the head. Wasn't Stormbreaker just unreal? The Infinity Gauntlet couldn't even stop Stormbreaker. So that was what was ridiculous. So his cape is, plastic. It is easy to flex, but it really stands like that. And since you cannot remove it, it makes it a little bit more difficult to put some poses. But he's Thor. He looks amazing, and then plus you can have him flying in the air. So love that. Let's set him aside. Let's see what we got in here. Who is this? Oh wow, look at this Black Panther. So this is a Toy Biz Black Panther. It's a classic one. Let's see what year it's from. And this may be another Sentinel figure. It's been so long I don't readily remember. It says right here 2005. Yep, Toy Biz. So if you'll notice, he also has these fingers that independently move. Look how long these claws are. And these fingers move, and they look pretty sick. Look at that. Now, this Toy Biz figure, let me see if this comes off. Wow, it sure looks like it does. If we just pop that off right there, because it looks like it goes right in there. But this cape is definitely a lot softer than the Thor one. It will make it a little bit heavier here. But, man, look. These Toy Biz figures have to where you can even bend the toes for when it's like running or leaning forward. Look at that. So this figure looks really awesome, obviously. And when we compare him to modern movie Black Panther, I'm sorry, this one just blows this away. But we couldn't have this without this, right? Isn't that awesome? Those Vibranium Claws. So the belt, and look how you'll notice that the ones who designed the movie definitely gave that little bit of, that nod to the original suit. So these little claws right here, that's pretty awesome. Look at the head sculpt. Obviously they're not exactly the same, but it definitely has that nod to the original one. And isn't that pretty awesome? I think so. Okay, so another Sentinel figure. We have one of the Cyclops figures. So there were two Cyclops figures in the Sentinel series. There was this one, and there was the one that was white and blue. And that one had the X across his chest. This one has the X right here. This is the yellow and blue suit. He's got these, you know, these pirate-looking boots, obviously, that were prevalent in that time frame. He does not have an ab crunch. It's got a nice head sculpt. I'm sorry, body sculpt all around, and I like how they gave him, you know, a lot more paint definition. They made him look more worn. Look at that. So I don't know if you can tell as far as right here on the camera, but if you'll compare it to like figures like this that don't have any additional detail, they have the mold, but they don't have this paint job. You see that difference? This was the love that Toy Biz put in there. Obviously, Hasbro took over the line, but oh look, here's one that does have that hole back here. That's why I said not all of them, and very few, but some did. So if you'll notice, there's all this extra articulation. There's right here where the fingers do move like this, and then you have this extra right here on the ball of the foot that moves. So this is a great looking figure. Looks awesome, and I love the extra detail on the paint. Won't you? Looks awesome. So, and then you didn't have this ridiculous junk that came sliding down like you do on some figures now. It was on there good. So let's see if we can't have him. Look at that. That looks really cool. We'll set our Cyclops aside. Let's see what else we got in here. What's this? Oh. Look what shouldn't be in here. And I guess we just put it in here so we wouldn't lose them. But wow, this is a great Batman figure actually. Didn't anticipate finding him. Obviously this is from Mattel, so completely different figure. This is not a Marvel Legend. And he's got great articulation. I bought this guy because he just looks so ridiculous. And you know, I like the fact that he had these purple gloves. It was almost like had that touch of Joker, even though it has nothing to do with Joker specifically. Yeah, this figure is nice and chunky. He's got a great mold right here for his cape. He doesn't really move beyond that, but look at these great utility boots or whatever. So love this Batman. He has nothing to do with his Marvel Legend, so he doesn't count, so we're gonna set him aside. And then I see something else that doesn't count. So it looks like we have a Gundam figure. Let's just take a quick look and then we'll move on. I just love the way these figures look. They have such great articulation. Look at that. They just look so like ridiculous. So if you're not into Gundam, you might be after you see how ridiculous this figure is. So these parts come out. Let's see. Alright, well, we'll mess with this on another video because it's like, man, this guy's just super sweet. Look at these awesome weapons too. So he doesn't count either. Let's set him aside, and I put his stuff in this little baggie because I don't want to lose it. Such little parts. Okay, so let's reach into here and let's get this Doctor Strange. This is like this interesting, like modern-ish Doctor Strange. This one was also from the Hulkbuster, from the Age of Ultron set. There was quite a few figures in there, obviously, and this was one of them. This figure was cool in his own right. He's got this, like, you know, handlebar mustache. He's got his hair going like this, and you know, this like very modern sleek sculpt and paint job. I'm a huge fan of more of a traditional looking Doctor Strange. So the one from the Marvel movies and from the original Marvel comics is my favorite because it's kind of one and the same. Actually, they did an outstanding job making them look very reminiscent of the original. So this one obviously came with these energy deals. He's doing these hands right here, spell casting hands. So all in all, it's cool, just not as amazing as the traditional one. I like, you know, the cloak of levitation. And this one doesn't have it. He's got more of this, like, you know, this going down on his waist. Nonetheless, cool looking figure, and I like the way these look and almost look like they're glowing even though they're not. Wow, look what we got here. So, I'm sure you recognize these two guys because it's the same guy. except one is from from the movie. This is of course classic Vision. Vision from I was trying to see right here, see if it has the date. This is 2012. Look at that. 2012 Vision. So he looks really cool. Look at that. He's green. His eyes were always whited out. He's got the, you know, the stone right there. And he's got this great hand sculpt right here, which we've seen over the years, right? But that looks great right there. Clicks for the movement on one arm and not on the other. Oh, kind of. Alright, so he's got this great, like, shiny, like, metallic finish on most of his, like, the bright green, but the dark green is a little, like, more, like, matte finish. Got a great articulation, and I'm gonna be honest, I thought he came with a cape of some. Oh, here it is. So this goes in right here. Now, and then that goes in that peg right there. I would have peg hole. The peg goes in there. Come on, get in there. Why am I struggling? Let's see. So this cape is actually a lot like tougher and harder than it looks, which is unfortunate because it's hard to get in there and you can't really pose it and it weighs him down. But nonetheless, see, it's not a great looking cape. I'm gonna be honest. Not a great looking cape. Doesn't fit in there very well. But nonetheless, that is a part of who Vision is. So you'll see, Vision that we've seen in the Marvel Studios movies, he's a cool guy, but it seems like they didn't have him as powerful as they did in the comics, because this Vision is ridiculous, right? But you know, nonetheless, here it is. Let's set this Vision aside. Let's look at the movie one. This movie one, definitely they try to make it look more like it would happen in real life. I like the way this has this texture here. Now, unfortunately, these legs are pretty loose right here. Not liking that. But he's got this great, like, I don't know, what is this? Like pinkish, metallic-ish, like paint. It's pretty awesome. So, it's a little less purple than maybe you would think for the movie, but he's made of vibranium, right? It's a great looking figure. And obviously, they wanted to have him extremely reminiscent of the original look. We got that diamond shape right there. We have lots of things that kind of give a nod back to old Vision, right? Boots are not quite similar, but obviously we have that. Let's see, the ears, or lack thereof. Definitely, I like the way this looks. So we'll set those aside. Let's see, who do we got? Okay, and actually I need to make a correction because I was like, wait a minute, I'm having way too many. I'm saying Age of Ultron, but I needed to look it up real quick. If you'll notice, obviously it's really late, but that Nick Fury was actually, these are all from this Civil War set when it was the Build-A-Figure for Ant-Man turning into Giant Man. So that was Black Panther, Captain America, which I would assume is in there somewhere, that Iron Man Mark 46, which, have we done that one yet? This Red Guardian, which we're about to get to. I already said Nick Fury, and then Marvel's Nuke. So these were the 6. Forgive me, those were the ones that made up that Ant-Man Giant Man, the one from Civil War. So, just to correct myself, I'm sure I already got some comments below, but let's move on. So, we just said Red Guardian, right? Ooh, look at this. This is a stand for our camera. Tripod. So, obviously he looks like the comic. I was not a super big fan of this action figure or this character. He's just kind of whatever to me. And I would not have bought him if it wouldn't have been for the Build-A-Figure piece. Just being straight up. So, he's alright. He's a little loose on the top. And we still need to do a full review of the whole set for Civil War, and we'll get to that. We're gonna have to do we have a lot of Marvel Legends. We're gonna still do retro, and that's one of them. And it's a popular set because it's a great movie, absolutely great movie, Civil War. So there's that one. Set him aside. This is actually the it was from a vehicle for comic book Hulkbuster to stand on and for him to fly on, which is interesting because obviously Hulkbuster would be able to fly on his own, but it was one of those, I forgot what exactly it was called from the Toy Biz era. It said something Riders or something like that. I have to look it up, but 2006 Marvel Toy Biz, 13 years ago. You know what? Let me just look it up. Give me a second. So yeah, it is from the legendary Rider series. That's what it was. And if you'll notice, it sells for quite a bit. 50 and 60 bucks starting at, this one is 85. Obviously, geez, didn't realize that, but obviously, kind of cool to know. We have him, and we haven't done a review on him. We can do a review on him really soon. But yeah, he comes with this right here. And it looks like he ranges from $50 to $100 if you try to buy him online, because he's from 13 years ago. So set that aside. He is a Marvel legend. So let's see, Marvel's Nuke. Another figure that I probably would not have bought, and when I say probably, definitely not, had it not been for him having that Ant-Man, Giant Man Build-A-Figure piece. So whatever, it looks kind of cool. Looks a little crazy, but you know, obviously he still adds to our collection. But I definitely needed that Giant Man in my life. So that's kind of weird, but Giant Man action figure. Set him aside. Let's take a look at this Mystique. This is awesome Mystique, and then we have another one of these stands. Look at that. But this one is in pretty good condition still. She has a thing on the small of her back. You see? Kind of cool. So set that aside. But this Mystique actually looks great. Look at this. So we have these wrists. They did not turn, if you'll notice, but the fingers, because they're small, was a single piece right there. But it's still bent in, and the wrist moved in and out. It's got this really cool outfit, and it's not loose, it's actually glued on there, unlike some of the modern day Marvel Legends. These are actually softer skulls than I would have thought. Looks really cool. She has like these almost like wedge platformish shoes, and it's got a great head sculpt, great paint job, and I like how, you know, obviously there was a little bit of love in this paint. Once again, we mentioned like some of these modern Marvel Legends are just flat color, so in order to get the love that you get of these paint jobs, you'd have to custom it yourself. But nonetheless, it looks really cool. So this is, let's see from what year, let's see where it has it. 2005 also. I believe this is also from the Sentinel series. It's a little looser on the, look at that, than you would like, but she still stands up. So alright, let's move on. Okay, so we have Scarlet Spider here. He looks really cool, actually. He's got his little hoodie deal going, right? Love the way this action figure looks. Absolutely love it. He's basically our just almost the same color as our Deadpool here, but you know, he's a different body mold. He's definitely smoother and sleeker, thinner, and still moves at the waist here. Even though the belt kind of is its own thing. See how it's kind of like getting stuck, but it's not attached and it does allow him some movement. So that's really cool. This one did come with these Rhino, which I don't have the whole set yet. Both of these Build-A-Figure heads for Rhino. We still need to get all the pieces. We only have, I don't even know if we have half. I think we have 2 out of the 6 figures. Maybe we have 3 out of the 6. We did not complete it, so we need to go back and do that one. So, it looks really cool. Really digging this. And love this Scarlet Spider. Looks so awesome. What year is he from? He is from... Is that correct? That looks like it says 2010. Okay. 2013 Marvel. This looks like it says 2010 Hasbro, but it definitely says 2013 Marvel. So I don't know when he actually came out, maybe 2014-ish. But that gives you an idea. Let's set him aside. Let's pull this Wasp. Love this Wasp. Look how she looks. So we can just put that right on in there. Look at this great articulation for these wings, right? This Evangeline Lily looks amazing. The suit looks just like the movie. This is one of those action figures to be extremely proud of because she just looks so awesome. Look at her blasters. Look at that. Look at this great mask. So maybe we'll take her with Ant-Man to put her outside and pose them like in the yard and stuff and make some really cool pictures. But this looks really awesome, and I was trying to see if we could find, here's her head. Yeah, look at this great head sculpt. Looks just like Evangeline Lily. Looks like that elf is gonna come save me. And why did I say that? Because Lord of the Rings. You haven't seen Lord of the Rings? She's a really cool elf character. So, doesn't that look amazing? Sure does. Moving next. And it looks like I found Colonel James Rhodes' head, but it's elusive. Can't get it to stand still. There it is. Look how great this looks. So, with War Machine's helmet open, if I can find it. So, Civil War. Not Age of Ultron. Doesn't that look awesome? So, set that aside. Man, you're gonna laugh at this one. For those of you that are, oh, it's got some like fuzz there. Those of you not familiar with, you can guess who this is. Obviously, this is Falcon, classic Falcon, not the one we're used to from the Marvel movies. But this is what Falcon used to look like. Isn't that crazy? Looks nothing like the cool figure we get now, and actually looks a little cheesy when you think about it. But nonetheless, you couldn't have the new Falcon without this classic one. And look at this, like, plunging V-neck. Almost tank top. Look at this mask. So, anyway, this is a Toy Biz one. I believe this is a Sentinel series also. I could be wrong. I'll check in a minute. But he's got extremely great articulation. He's got this here so that we can have him in a stand right here. Look at that. And so you can have him flying, and looks just really, really, really cool. So I'm digging this figure. Looks awesome. And he comes with an actual Falcon, which isn't something that was had in the movie. Look, oh look, you can put this right here. Forgot about that. Isn't that cool? And yeah, awesome. Now the thing is, the Falcon our modern Falcon has a suit made by Stark Industries, right? And the little Falcon he has is not a real Falcon, but it's more of a drone. So that's kind of cool how they kind of modernize that. I do like that, even though it's not like the original. Not feeling the original like I'm feeling the movie version. So just throwing that out there, but this is a really cool Falcon action figure piece. So let's set that aside. Look what I found here. Another Gundam figure. And I just love the way these look. We need to be able to make some. Now, I truly enjoy the figures, but I've never seen any movie or cartoon or anything like that, so I probably should check that out first. But these figures are just so incredible, and their articulation is just so great that just bought them just because of how they looked. So just being straight up. So set him aside. Let's see what else we've got in here. We have some of the accessories from the action figures that we already pulled out, right? Like Red Guardian. Guess we can just toss that on his wrist. Okay. Well, look what we have here. Well, looky what we got here. We have Baron Zemo. Now, he looks nothing like what he looked in Civil War. Let me see if I can find him on Google. That way you can crack up. So, Captain America, Civil War, Baron Zemo. Let's see what comes up here. So this was him in the movie Civil War. This is the same dude. Of course, he didn't wear this outfit. You'll remember he was Zemo, right? That's what he looks like in the comic books and so on. But that's who that guy was. That's exactly who he played. He was, you know, ended up becoming a terrorist. Looks really cool. Let me see if this gun comes out. It does not. He's got his little staff deal right here. But and these fingers, remember, they open up like this, so it's really cool actually. So he looks cool because he looks like the comics, but I'm not really feeling the outfit. I will give them credit as they made him look just like the comic books. So he's even got this little fur on his boots and the fur up here, and I'm just not a real big fan of the character design from the original comics. So obviously it was a cool character that they wrote, but I'm not digging this little man skirt outfit or whatever in purple. Whatever, still a cool figure. And once again, from our Toy Biz era, that we're able to do a Build-A-Figure set. Let's see what it says right here. 2006. Maybe he's from the Mojo set. Let me check. Sorry I keep having to check, but I don't want to give you the wrong information right now that we're on a roll. Now, let me see. And yeah, there he is. He's from the Mojo set. So we have, oh, I forgot. There's also an alternate version. Have both of these. So we built Mojo a long time ago. We're gonna have to find him. Anyway, so moving on. I wonder if we have, how much was he for sale for? I'm curious. Loose, not much. Actually, doesn't cost that much. All right, let's see what else we got here. We have Angel. Look at this. Look at this huge wing. Oh my gosh, and these wings are ridiculously heavy. One of these wings, I feel like, weighs the same as this whole Angel figure. So you're definitely gonna need something to support him. These go in here, look at that. And man, does it make him like really heavy. Ah! So it doesn't quite just slide on, but look at that. But they do go in and out like this. They click. And it's a really cool figure. Look at that. It's huge wings. Now they are really, really heavy. So just letting you know that. See, he needs heavy support. You could not just stand him up on his own. There's no way. And there's a blue version, alternate version. Or maybe this is the alternate version. But there's a blue one, and look, he's got that. He's got an extra joint that goes up. That's cool. I don't remember that. So instead of the butterfly joint coming out, this one goes up. So that's really cool because we don't have anything going like that. We just have where you have to twist it up and the arms up, but it actually goes up. Look at that. I'm digging that. He's got his angel symbol, and then he's got, you know, some shading right here of his paint job. So that looks amazing, actually. All right, I'm gonna put these back for now because there's no way we're gonna get him to stand up. Okay, so it looks like we have Tifa. She, again, I think we just put her in here because we didn't have anywhere to put her, and I don't want to break any of her whatever. So, but anyway, she looks really cool. Absolutely, I dig the action figures from Final Fantasy because they're made with a lot of love, and they look absolutely great, and they come with great, they have great articulation, they have great, you know, accessories. I'm looking to see where it had maybe the, where it had the information, the year, and so on, but this Tifa Lockhart looks really awesome. But anyway, not finding it. So, great articulation. This is not a Marvel Legend, but nonetheless, looks absolutely great, doesn't it? Okay, so let's set that one aside. And let's see what we got here. Man, we have a couple Iron Mans. We have our Captain America. We have 3 Iron Mans. So, Luke Cage, right? Interesting, huh? It looks like we have a dead bug in there too. Dead spider. Interesting. Maybe that's a Spider-Man that, the spider that bit Spider-Man. So look at this old school Luke Cage, right? So looks pretty cool. Hand looks kind of weird because of the fact that it has this and it needs to be able to pinch that. But anyway, really cool movement. This one, the wrists do turn. Interesting. They turn and they go in and out. So that's really cool. It's from 2006. Also, he's got this chain belt. It's really just a chain, and got great detail. I like how these do not move up and down, but they're permanently attached. And actually, let me bring this back in here. I'm sorry, in case I was accidentally off screen. But again, he's got an open his little jacket, shirt, whatever this is here, and interesting how it's like connected to his neck right there. It looked like, was there gonna be another movement joint right there, but I guess not. He's got kind of this little thing that's kind of pushing into his afro. Right, his hairdo right there. Very short one. And he's a cool figure, you know? Very cool. Classic. I would really like a modern one, but still cool. So we'll set him aside. And let's move on to another one of our Iron Man figures. And I'm sorry if I'm going to start like confusing our Mark 46 and, you know, and so on. But anyway, these are absolutely outstanding Iron Man suits. So, I'm like, which one is the 46? What year is which one? I'm going to confuse them. In any event, we have one from Civil War and the one from Age of Ultron. And what I really like about this one here is that the wrists do come back, so we can have the Iron Man blasters going, right? It's got head that goes up and down. So I would think this one is from Civil War, because when we did the review for the Age of Ultron one, this head didn't move back, and they were like, it's not an authentic figure. It is, but nonetheless. So great figure. This is one of my favorites, and I love how he poses. Look at that. Get a read on him, Jarvis. Cool. So this is the one from the Age of Ultron. Had this right here to hold something up. Let's try this again. But let's see. I'm gonna try. Wish me luck. If I don't crack it off. I'm gonna give it like 1 second. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? So yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna crack the whole head off still. So, alright. I love the way this action figure looks. Got great articulation. Now, once again, we'll say this. Because of this part right here, you cannot bend the wrist back enough to fire off those blasters. But they look incredible. And he's got nice stiff joints. It's got a great sculpt. I love this Iron Man. So, put him aside. This one from Avengers 2. Look at this Valkyrie. Pretty cool. Got pretty good sculpt and articulates pretty well right underneath the rib cage. Now the only unfortunate thing is that these hair braids are like so stiff that they do obstruct, and they do force the head to make different poses as they push onto her body. But nonetheless, looks cool. I'm digging a sword, and for the most part she's pretty cool. And actually, look how these are. So interesting, a little more heavy duty. But super cool. Do like this figure. She's tall compared to other ones. Look at this. Big. Yep. Alright, so we have this mask. Which one was this one? Is this from Nick Fury? Let me not confuse them. This one was from... I believe so. I believe this one was. So, set that aside. See what else we got here. We're almost done. We have Blizzard, which I see what I appreciate y'all letting me know. So it turned out, yeah, you could turn the foot around, and it was like this, and that for some reason my action figure came like that. And I was like, no, it's wrong or whatever. You guys were right. I was just afraid to twist it beyond that. Look, I was afraid it was gonna bust off. So yeah, it's fixed. However, that doesn't cure the fact that I'm not a big fan of this action figure. He's pretty generic looking. Doesn't really have anything super special. His paint job is uninspired. He's even loose in joints, which is unfortunate. And yeah, he had no accessories. Give me some sort of accessory if you're gonna give me a figure that I'm not, you know, real excited about. At least I can get excited about the accessories, or perhaps even use the accessories for a different action figure, right? So, anyway, that one was from Hulkbuster. As is this one, Thundra, right? So she's big also. She has those leg joints also. And comes with, let's see if we can put her arm down. Let's turn it, there we go. Comes with this like ball and chain action figure. She's got this Tarzan type shirt top going on. I don't like that this is loose. I would have liked like Toy Biz for them to be attached. She looks alright. She looks like a comic book. She has this cheesy like lightning going down the side, but of course like the comic book. And you know, very similar to the animated series. Her head really can't turn because this hair is just so stiff. This is all you got. This is all the movement you got. So looks alright. Would not have bought this figure for the Hulkbuster. Hulkbuster made me buy a few figures that I wouldn't have bought otherwise. Just keeping it real. Okay, so we have X-Force Deadpool, you know, aka Gray Deadpool. Watch our stop motion between these two and going back and forth. This is really cool. Look at this. Isn't that awesome? This gun goes in here. There was some love put into the paint job of this little holster right here. Obviously there's detail and paint here, but it's not shaded or anything. But I love this head sculpt. Love it, love it, love it. Would be awesome if this was the way the red head sculpt looked also. Great guns. Great swords. Let's see if I can switch these so that they're not bending the opposite direction anymore. There we go. And great way to carry them there. This is just an all-around outstanding figure. And he came with a Build-A-Figure piece for the Sasquatch. Love X-Force Deadpool. Look at that. Let's see if we can get him to... There we go. Alright. Let's move on. Ooh. This was from one of our Civil War pieces, I believe. What was this? It was from Batman. I'm starting to confuse myself. I'm looking for where it has the marking from the toy company. Why does it not say it anywhere? Interesting. So there's a knee joint. Not remembering right off the bat. Oh well. Damn, this is actually soft. I'll look into it. But nonetheless, cool. Couldn't remember if this was from the Batman one or the don't remember. Could have been one of the Civil War waves. I could be wrong. Alright, so we're gonna move on. Wow, look at all these accessory pieces. So obviously this goes to Nuke. Oh, forgot about this head. Look at this. Kind of wicked. We have our Gundam wings here that have nothing to do whatsoever with Marvel Legends. But tell me that doesn't look ridiculous. Look at that. Okay, set that aside. Look at these other stands. We have tons of them. We have like a Scarlet Spider accessory hand. Looks great. We have some other weapons here. There's our spider. Here's our nuke tactical knife there. Man, look at this crazy, ridiculous weapon here. Let's see. We have, oh, let's do this Iron Man since this came up. So his head's a little small, but you get the idea. So this is Mark 1 Iron Man suit. So in the comic books, you know, obviously the timing puts him in Vietnam, I believe, instead of Afghanistan. And when he was, Iron Man was taken captive prisoner, he made this suit and escaped. Oops. It clicked on, but when I turned it, popped right off. But I love, love, love the way this moves. Look, got individual finger articulation. He's got this classic suit, looks just like the comic book. It's got great head articulation. The mask doesn't really stay on, it clicks, but it falls off. But nonetheless, it's got great, outstanding articulation. If you think he looks a little clunky and cheesy, this is exactly what he looks like in the comic book. So they did an outstanding job of making him look like that. You know, that's what his mask, everything looked like. It's gonna fall off again when I turn him, but yes, and he even moved at the waist. So I love this action figure. Love him. Alright, let's see. Black Widow. This Black Widow is sick. Looks like Scarlett Johansson. You know, these two pieces come together to make one big long bow staff. These are attached here. I love the fact that they attach these here. Absolutely. Where's those little stun thingies? Oh well, maybe they're not in here. Maybe they're still in the box. The little stun things that go in there, which I was obviously wrong about. Those are super cool. Got a great head sculpt. Doesn't that look awesome? So, love the way she looks. It's an awesome figure to have in your collection. Coal Obsidian Build-A-Figure from Infinity War. And we got two more. We have also from Infinity War. And let's see. This little energy deal fell off. So this is Scarlet Witch, obviously. I wish we would have been able to get her Scarlet Witch from the she looks absolutely great. Look at that. From the Civil War set, because we missed that one. But we'll find her. Nonetheless, take a quick picture. She looks absolutely outstanding. Now, because this was a Toys R Us exclusive, finding this set was hard and expensive. But nonetheless, we got it. Love this set. And Scarlet Witch is a must-have, absolutely. Last figure that we have in here. We have a few other accessories. We have this Iron Man fist that we can switch out. Sorry, I was off camera. And we have, Marvel Now, other shoulder. This piece does fall off, just throwing that out there. So it's as easy as popping it back on, but they both pop out pretty easily and readily. Look at that. Okay, cool. And so this Captain America, absolutely love this Captain America. Where's his shield? I just had it a moment ago. Oh, it's over here. Let me get it. So this Captain America is the one from Civil War. Obviously, Civil War is an incredible movie. Looks like his knee's a little loose, but nonetheless, love this outfit. Love his Captain America Civil War suit. It's the same one he's wearing in Civil War. I'm sorry, in Infinity War. Except Infinity War, this part was taken off and other markings, and this was all darked out. So couldn't see any Avengers symbols, obviously. Comes with this awesome, awesome shield. Look at this. And yeah, so it looks like he's gonna have a shield again in Endgame. But this is an incredible action figure. Look at that. Love this Captain America. He's outstanding. So, guys, tell me what you think. Which of these action figures was your favorite? I'll tell you. You want to ask me mine? Ask me in the comments below. But yeah, guys, I want to thank you for joining us here today. We're going to count them in a second to see how many it is. And I really appreciate you hanging out with us here today. Had quite a few surprises on this one, right? Isn't that awesome? So guys, if you're not already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe below. Hit the notification bell next to it so you can get notified every time we have a new video come out. And yeah, so before I let you go, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sorry, I keep hitting it, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, we'll count this as the same one, 14, let's close this, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Wow! And then other accessory parts, right? 33. Jeez. Let's put all the heads right here. 33. Set that right there. And okay, and that leg was not Mandroid, so I have to look into that. So guys, again, thank you for watching. I just did the math on how much, if these are all roughly $19.99, $20 each, how much this is worth. Wow. Let me just say wow. Anyway, so guys, until next time, I can't wait to see you and hang out with you again. Thanks for watching Vince and Gigi's Super Channel G.